Well, here we go. The riders are out, making their parade lap, getting one last look at the track at slow speed before we go to full anger and drop the gate here on round number 9. There's a great look at the layout here inside the Georgia Dome, and has provided some fantastic racing the last 2 weekends.
I used to love racing in this stadium, or dome. So much fun. Just you walk in here and I just used to get this feeling. I knew it was going to be a good weekend. And
you see Dungey, he's wearing the throwback gear. Now this is throwback to, this is a kit that Damon Bradshaw would have worn. Of course, Damon Bradshaw, the inaugural winner here in 1993.
You know what makes me feel old? Is I wore that gear.
Let's go to Jenny Tapp for the Progressive Pre-Race Report.
Well, Ralph, so far this year, we have had 5 different guys win the 450 main event, and Ryan Dungey has 2 of those wins, but that doesn't mean that that's all he's wanting. We've talked all year about Ryan Dungey's consistency. We know he's been up on that podium every single race. Other than that first week 1, he's been up there ever since. But I talked to Ryan about last week specifically. Some were wondering if he held back with that 2nd place and he didn't fight Chad Reed for that 1st place finish. If that 2nd place was by design, and he told me absolutely not. I'm out here to win races, and if there's anything I need to do differently this second half of the Monster Energy Supercross season, I need to be going out there and being on the top of the podium every single week.
There's Roxon on the 94, trying to get himself pumped up like he always does.
He's very animated off the start, and I would say that with the troubles he's had today, re-injuring that left foot area, ankle area, he's really gonna have to block that out, because it's very clear now where he's at in the points with the devastating finish last week. It's all about winning, nothing else. This is him earlier today in 2nd qualifying practice. Just the grimace on his face, you can just tell you how much pain there is right there as he's shaking that left boot. And like I mentioned, when I texted him earlier, he sent me a few texts back, and the last one he says, I am ready, I'm fired up, I know what I have to do, and I know what I want to do, and that's going to be win here tonight. That's how he gets himself back in the championship chase.
That's his mechanic, Kelly Loomgar, right behind him there, trying to get things ready. What do you think of this track, Ricky?
Well, I can't believe how much it's getting beat up. I mean, you know, you look at that sand section there, okay? Right there underneath the tunnel. There's lines going everywhere. Very easy to lose your front end. This rhythm lane on the bottom of the screen right there, okay? That tabletop is getting so chewed out. Very easy to make a mistake there. You got to be on your game, okay? I mean, that thing, you just got to make sure you place the bike perfectly on that, and these guys are going to have to search for some better lines.
Here's your Yamaha starting order. Halfway through the season, can you make a run at Dungey? He's 25 markers up on Kennard. Can a guy like Trey Kennard, there you see him just to the inside of Dungey, can he flip the tables on him? Or can Dungey extend that lead heading into one of the most challenging races of the year next week at Daytona?
Yeah, the Kennard's just to the right, the outside of Dungey.
Here we go, gate drop, 2nd weekend in the Georgia Dome. Whole shot could be critical. How about Weston Pike stepping up?
Chad Reed's on the inside. Is he going to push him wide?
Can he get through the sand quicker? Yes! Reed comes out with the lead, and the crowd goes nuts here.
Pike's battling back.
Listen to that crowd roar. Dungey's in 3rd. Reed trying to escape the clutches of Pike and Dungey. He bobbles. Pike's right there. They look at each other. Oh, what a whip from Pike. Oh, this is going to be good. He grabs a handful of throttle and starts to squirt away. Now they've all got to regather. Here comes Tomac up on the 3.
This is not at all what Chad Reed needs at this point. He wanted a clear track like last week. Now he's going to have to battle. All the years of experience that he has is going to have to come into play if he's going to win 2 in a row here in the Georgia Dome.
And nobody thought Weston Pike would be the guy they'd be chasing. The Joe Gibbs Racing rider out front.
This track, this section right here where it's really slow, you notice all those ruts, there's some different lines starting to develop. Oh, Reed goes into the
makes
top
a
line.
big mistake. Big mistake, and he's off into the tough blocks and caught up in the midst.
That's going to cost him big time.
What
That's going to be
shame.
a big advantage for Ryan Dungey, who's now going to move into second place. Tomac, Canard, Tickle, the rest of the group move up. And how about Brock Tickle? He is on fire here tonight.
Here comes Tomac, sitting in third. He's fourth in the championship. Roxon, by the way, back in sixth. And Canard runs in fourth. The rider who is second in the points. There you see Canard, right behind Tomac. Dungey picking his way through the sand.
That was a weird line
looks like,
there. Canard maybe making a move here.
Nope.
Weston Pike, Jenny, has had quite the season. Looked good, then got hurt, now he's back up front.
Well, and surprisingly, Ralph, he's actually still racing with an injury. He tore his MCL, his left knee MCL, and that's what happened when he came back. He had suffered from that left foot injury. It kept him off for 4 weeks, and then he came back, raced that next race, tore that MCL, but I talked to him, and he said, it really doesn't even bug me. I'm not going to let anything stop me. I can't even emphasize how much he told me he wasn't going to let that MCL injury get in the way of anything.
I got to tell you, I've raced with a strained MCL, and it was so painful. So that tells you, I mean, this guy is one of the toughest guys I know. I mean, it is, because when you put your leg out, that MCL, I mean, when it rips outwards, I mean, it just, oh, look at it, look, Canard's trying hard.
Yes, he is. Canard putting all the pressure on Tomac that Eli can stand.
Well, and just to finish up there with Pike, he's never led a lap before, right? And what a great place to do it here as we watch this battle, because all the NASCAR people from Joe Gibbs are here. Be a big win for Pike.
Canard trying to cut back inside. Tomac trying to hold him off. He looked so good in his heat race, Tomac did. Canard, of course, has to get around to keeping the points on with Dungey.
Yeah, right now it's really hurting Trey Canard not being able to get by Eli Tomac, because I think he's a little bit quicker. Oh, look at Dungey closing in on Weston
Watch him on
Pike.
the inside right here. Dungey's inside through this section.
Pike making his 61st career start.
Now watch this section right through there. When you come out from under the tunnel, if you're right on the rider, you take the chance of going in and block passing him. You're going to give up a little bit of time, but you're going to take the position. I look for Dungey to make that move on Pike there next time around if he hasn't made the pass by that time.
Let's see how aggressive Dungey rides here. He's looking like he's hunting him pretty hard.
Well,
but Tomac is also closing in. He's going to have to go pretty quick. Here he comes inside. Pike, we know, is not going to make it easy.
Well, Dungey's going to have company. There's Tomac right on him. Dungey has to make quick work of Pike here.
That is not going to be easy.
Time.
I'm telling you, Pike is going to be as wide as you can possibly make that Yamaha.
Wow, look at this. Allowed Eli Tomac to get.
Okay, watch
Pike
right here.
bobbled in the sand.
Watch right here.
Can open the door. Here he comes. Dungey outside. Pike takes him high. And now Canard is there as well. Dungey going to take him to the bottom.
No, Dungey misses a triple. Oh, well, Canard gets by Tomac. Now, let's see what happens here. Oh, we got Canard going to the inside.
Pike is not giving anybody any room. Dungey comes flying up the inside. Great move. Canard tries to come along.
He gets pushed wide. That's going to allow Tomac to have the drive, and he gets by Canard.
And Canard tries to get back inside as they almost go 3 wide. Here's Tomac.
There were 3 bikes on the outer half of the racetrack.
And what this is doing is allowing Dungey to disappear.
Oh, yeah. This is just what he needed.
Canard takes both spots away, moves up into second. The race is on. First and second points. First and second in the main.
Yeah, this is going to be. Canard has shown a lot of speed today. He came up from behind in his heat race. He's came from behind now. We still got a lot of racing left. We're only 7 laps into this main event.
And Tickle is in this mix too now.
Yeah, he is. Look at him.
Brock is caught up. He's running in 5th.
Anderson in 6th.
Ooh, look at that move.
Look at this.
Getting pretty aggressive. Here comes Tickle.
Tickle has to check up. Now he's going to accelerate to the inside. Let's see if he has enough.
Watch the
Not
20.
quick enough.
Anderson closes in on the Rockstar Husqvarna.
Tickle has to look over his shoulder. This is such a difficult position to be in. You're trying to pass the rider in front of you. You're trying not to get past. Oh, and he gives up the spot to Anderson.
Comes
momentarily.
right back. Doesn't last long.
And this is when your heart rate really starts to jump. The adrenaline's going wide open. This is when you start to hang on a little bit tighter. That's when your forearms pump up. Oh, and Anderson gets by Tickle.
Yeah, Anderson gets him right there. You can see Ken Roczen coming up into your screen.
Yep, Roczen here now in the 94.
Dungey out front, almost a 2-second lead as the other riders that are, well, everyone's behind him in the points championship are battling it out. Dungey's out there with a clean race. And this race going on right now is between 5th and 6th. Tickle's been pretty quick through the woods. And look at Anderson hammering the Husqvarna. Tickle to the inside. Watch this.
That's a good move. Great move by Tickle.
So confident. He knew exactly what he wanted to do over the finish line, saw the opening and went for it. And look at that.
Roczen
Anderson
gets
gets pushed back. Two teammates working together there.
Yeah, that Tickle needs to get by Weston. I mean, he was running the speed of Tomac, and you can see how much ground he's lost to those guys since then.
Pike trying to tie a career best 4th place finish. Anderson's been top 10 in each of the first 8 races so far in his 450 career.
And that's got to be a record. 8 isn't, or top 10 isn't exactly where you always want to be, but to be that consistent and that good in your first 8 races is pretty exceptional.
Especially when you're on the podium in your first one, right?
Yeah, he's been struggling a bit lately. He's been back here in the pack, battling through these riders.
Halfway, Tickle right after Pike.
Whoa, he almost goes down. He tried the same move.
Yeah, that's
Pike's
Tickle's
a big
spot.
boy.
Yeah, that's Tickle's spot right there. He sets these guys up, and he couldn't make that pass like he did on Anderson.
Not only is Pike a big guy, Jeff, but he's a tough guy. You are going to have to earn your way past Weston.
Well, and Weston, of course, he's got a great character to him. He's a pretty funny dude. He comes out for track walk today with his hat on and had a fake mullet out the back, getting a little throwback to the 90s, how we used to run it. But he's got his hands full now. Trying to match his career best, and Tickles to the inside. This is going to be a clean pass.
Boy, he got a great run through that rhythm section.
Yeah, nice pass by Brock. Set him up. He's got some. He's got a long way to go here to even catch Tomac, but nevertheless, it's a good ride for him.
2 laps ago, you had Tickle and Roczen were pretty much together. Now Anderson's got back by. They're split by a couple of seconds, and unfortunately, Roczen, he's starting to get some pressure there. Look at the top of your screen, the number 4, Blake Baggett on the Yoshimura Suzuki. Yep. He's putting on a good ride here with half of this race to go. There's just no telling what sort of pain Roczen's going through. Uh-oh.
That's Pike who's down. Pike goes down, and Roczen gets caught up, and Anderson is down.
Wow.
And that's going to allow Baggett to go by Roczen.
Boy, did that shake things up.
That was that section Ricky was talking about as the track starts to deteriorate, how difficult it gets. Going to be frustrating here for the 23 of Weston Pike, who led the beginning of this race.
Yeah,
Ricky, that was the section you called out.
I'm thinking something might have happened here. Let's see, you go. There's Tickle.
Watch
he's all good.
White bike.
Uh-oh.
Oh, got a little help.
Anderson.
Yeah.
Oh, and so Anderson tries to get back on the track, and he's going to be out of our screen, but he tries to get over them tough blocks. He just basically went straight. He just went straight through there.
Yep. And then Roczen had nowhere to go. Meanwhile, this guy's got nobody in front of him.
Yep.
Dungey, 3.9 in front of Kennard.
9 to go. Going to get into some traffic right here. Track's deteriorating. Dungey has set the mark. He has set the bar for everyone this season. Only one time has he been off the podium, and that was 4th. Narrowly missed the podium at the opening round. Since then, Dungey has been on the podium. He has been exceptional, and his starts have been exceptional. That's why he's got the red plate, and he's on his way here a little less than half the race to go to extending his points lead. I want to see how he picks his way through these lappers and how he works his way through this very difficult Monster Energy Supercross track.
And he had that great start again, Jeff. He was third on that first lap. And that's what we've talked about so much, putting yourself in that position on that first lap. Dungey had that great heat race whole shot, and there you see how they were at the end of that first lap. Kennard was 6th, he's up to 2nd, and that's the difference. And Trey talked about that, guys, last week. He didn't get a good enough start. He didn't get a good enough one again this week.
Yeah, the competition is so close that track position off the start is really important. But look at the Honda riders.
Oh, man.
They've basically been battling it out. Tomac has been taking roost off the back of Kennard's bike for close to 10 laps or so now.
Tomac is 4th in the points. Kennard is 2nd.
Nice ride, but nice little comeback here by Tomac.
And look how much that sand section has changed. The outside line's gone. Everybody's worked to the inside. It's starting to push its way out. So now there's one line instead of two. And that's what we talk about on these tracks here in Monster Energy Supercross. How much they change. They've changed, and we're only 13 laps through a 20-lap main event.
This track is continually changing. Lap after lap, you guys can see the ruts coming out of the corners.
Got Kyle Chisholm there, getting lapped.
Yeah, Chisholm currently running in 19th. I think Tomac riding tonight, as well as we've seen, it kind of, he was kind of out of kilter for a while, but boy, he's back on his game tonight.
Yeah, he's riding good tonight, and lost a little bit of time there.
Riders down.
Yeah. Couldn't see who
like Jake Weimer.
Yeah, Weimer, yep. There goes Nick Way on the inside, letting the leaders through. 2nd and 3rd place. 6 laps remaining.
6 to go. These guys have been pacing themselves, pushing the absolute limit at one time or another during this championship so far. Each one of these riders has been outstanding speed-wise, main event finish, and now they're battling it out for 2nd place, trying to inch closer to the points leader. Ryan Dungey was out front, comfortable, was 5.8 last time around, gained to 10th, 5.9 this time around.
Kennard with 2 main event wins, Tomac with 1.
Look at that, they're all the way on the outside. It must be so slippery on the inside of that start straightaway.
Look at that. That is just conditions tonight. That sand corner is brutal.
How about Blake Baggett now has worked himself into 5th?
Yep.
Down to the final 4th of this race.
Like Andrew Short, BTO, KTM getting ready to go a lap down, or has gone a lap down to Dungey.
Whoops are holding up better than I thought they would. Seems like the guys can go inside, outside.
It's because we're not out there right now. They look good from our broadcast booth.
Yeah, they do. It doesn't put in perspective what it is like on the floor. That's for sure.
And that's the great thing about certain VIP fans that come here to Monster Energy Supercross, and they get to go out throughout the day for track walk.
Yeah.
And when you hear the perspective from the fans when they're down on a Supercross track for the first time,
problems for Tomac there, Jeff. That sand section got the best of him. Not enough traction through there.
And the fans they're just amazed at the height of the jumps, the depth of the whoop section. And I've been in it my whole career, my whole life. And sometimes I go out there and just think to myself, I'm glad I do not have to race in 2015 because this track is brutal.
Tomac in 3rd, has Tickle behind him in 4th. Tickle can equal a career best finish for him. He was 4th at Daytona last year. Sits there solidly tonight.
Way on the outside, trying to use the cushion, like an old dirt tracker out there trying to get up against the wall.
Here's Grant.
Team owner and
rider.
Team rider, yep.
Reed was as far back as 14th at one point. Now he's up here fighting for 6th.
Well, so my prediction was off a little bit. I figured if he got the start, which he did, he'd be able to that he had what it took to make it 2 in a row. Weston Pike spoiled the party. He got in there and started throwing elbows, roughing things up, and that completely derailed Chad Reed's main event. Now he's chasing down his team rider, Josh Grant here, number 33.
Let's come back and show you what happened to Reed. It was such a great start and brought the crowd right to their feet.
Well, look at the action. So
he's good there. He probably grabs too much throttle. Oh, no, his
front wheel.
Yeah, his front wheel got caught in the rut. And
yeah, didn't quite have that front wheel in the line where it needed to be. He started to knife it a little bit and fall to his left, fall to the inside. Ends up inside of the Honda Tough Blocks.
Former Anaheim season opening winner, Josh Grant.
Well, and that's what's so difficult about Monster Energy Supercross. Okay, a week ago, Reed set the mark. Yeah. Now, he's in 7th, battling for 6th. In just a week. Last week, he led every lap. Easiest race of the year, right? Competition steep. Look at the right side of your screen, Dungey, the diesel.
And here's
just chugging along.
Roxon is in 8th. Here comes Pike on the 23. He's back to 9th.
So that's going to be
Maybe Millsaps is in 10th, yeah. And Dungey leading him again. Final lap.
Going to pad his stats for laps led.
Quite a bit
of main event wins too, huh?
Yeah.
Starting to stack them up. They are really going to have to turn up the pressure maybe next week. Daytona's such a different type of track. We'll see what that does. On the season, though, for Ryan Dungey will be win number 3. For the career, it'll be checkered flag number 17. Here he comes. Ryan Dungey wins it here in Atlanta.
Carlos Rivera, the mechanic. This is the team that's getting it done.
And another big double for the Red Bull KTM squad.
Oh, yeah.
Marvin Musquin wins it, 250s. Dungey wins it in the 450s.
They're doing
making
something
Roger
right over there.
DeCosta very happy over there. And Tomac got around Kennard at the end there. Well, Trey will lose a couple more points to Ryan.
That's going to help Dungey out. That's a 5-point split between him and second.
There go the goggles.
Somebody's going to be happy. Got him some goggles.
Going to have to keep this retro gear that he's wearing. Made Damon Bradshaw, the Beast from the East, made him proud wearing that. Winning here in the Georgia Dome.
Boy, it is sure hard to argue. There's Roger DeCosta right there, hugging Ryan's mom.
I tell you, teams go through times where they have so much success and times where they struggle. And Roger DeCosta's been around long enough. He knows when to savor it. And things are going good now for the progressive pass of the race. See what we got here. This is Dungey. He's going to get to the inside of Pike because Pike jumped a little bit wide there. And look how much lower he stays. So Pike struggled in the section before it. Dungey gets to the inside. Nice clean pass. Never looks back.
Let's go to Jenny.
Well, Ryan, continuing with that points lead, another great race for you tonight. And I know earlier today you mentioned that you want to be back on top. So you did it again tonight with this 3rd win. But a challenge tonight with this track, it was definitely deteriorating out there. Knowing you got a really good lead, how did you keep that focus? No one was in front of you. No one was really behind you. How did you maintain that focus?
Just try to keep pushing. You know, I want to stay consistent and keep my lap times down there. You know, the track was tough. You know, definitely slippery, really tight and technical, and setting yourself up was important. But I got to give it up for the whole team, Red Bull KTM. And first and foremost, Lord Jesus Christ, keeping us safe and watching after us. So I can't thank everybody. It's a big team effort, and whole shot wasn't really there tonight, but we snuck around next to Chad, and Chad had a mistake, unfortunately, but bike felt awesome. I'm just really happy with the team and everybody, and all the support that goes behind this. It's good to get this 3rd win, and we're still got a long ways to go, so we'll keep after it.
All right, congratulations tonight.
Here's your KTM results. Blake Baggett with a top 5. Reed fought his way back to 7th.
Millsaps hits, that's 11th there, and Pike holds on for a top 10. He was exciting in the beginning of this race, though.
Sure was, and if it wasn't for the incident with Anderson, you know, he probably would have been right there all the way to the end.
Huh?
Yeah.
Tough night for Jake Weimer with a 20th.
Yeah, we saw him down in the sand section there, about halfway through the race.
Michael Essie 14th.
Huh?
Let's go back to the podium.
I just asked Eli how he's doing. He said better. So good to know that you're in a happy place tonight on the podium. Last week was a challenge. I know it was tough to finish 20th last week, I believe. So how did you bounce back tonight? What was the difference?
I mean, yeah, I crashed 3 weekends in a row, so you know, that gets old as a racer. And now to be back up here is good. And you know, I was just missing a little bit of fight there at the beginning of the race. That's all I can say. You know, Ryan and Trey were riding a really good pace, but just didn't quite have it at the beginning of the moto.
All right, well, congrats tonight.
Here's a point and something to take note of. Ryan Dungey has never won at Daytona.
That's unbelievable. I mean, just, you know, knowing him and always being a hard worker, and it's crazy.
But maybe that's a door opening for some of these other guys to apply the pressure.
He's on fire right
Yeah,
now.
they got
Trying to keep the storyline flowing, right? All right, back to Jenny.
Trey Kennard, now earlier we spoke about you wanting to work on those starts. So again today, I believe you started 6th off the gate. Now, is this something that you understand what needs to be different moving forward? Or are you still kind of going back to the drawing board and figuring out what needs to change?
Man, I've done about all I can do besides going to the pawn shop and trying to buy a start. But you know, grateful to be up here. Obviously disappointed, you know, the points leader winning the race and then getting 3rd. But, you know, you do what you can, you do the best you can, and that's all you can ask for. This thing's a long ways from over. We'll just keep doing our best, and we'll see what happens. But I got to give a huge shout out to the whole Honda HRC team. You know, the Lord, I'm just so grateful to be up here and be representing everyone that I stand for. And, you know, we're just going to keep doing our best.
Well, next Saturday, Supercross heads to Daytona as the best riders in the world push the limit to be the one that takes the checkered flag. Coverage begins next Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Talking about Ryan Dungey with that 17th career win, he now ties Barnett and Stanton for 11th overall.
That's some good company.
Oh, yeah.
Sure is.
Stanton, 3-time champion. This guy, Jeff Stanton, this guy's tough as nails.
Literally.
I'm telling you.
Literally. Jeff, you know what we're talking about, too. Back down to Jenny.
Ralph, thanks so much. Well, Brock, 4th place finish tonight. We've watched you come back from a tough injury, and you've really been making a lot of improvements out on the track. Do you feel like you've kind of found the groove that you need to find to be successful this year?
Yeah, for sure. I've put in a lot of work to get where I am right now, and I can't thank the whole Soaring Eagle, Jimmy John's, Factor Suzuki Racing team. Everybody who's been behind me, my wife, everybody who's been behind me through this injury. It's been tough, but it's bittersweet right now. Like, getting back up in the top 5 is an amazing feeling, and I'm looking forward to keep the ball rolling and finish out the Supercross series strong.
All right, thanks for your time. I'm going to turn it over here to Blake Baggett. You've been pretty consistent the last couple races with those top 10 finishes, and this is your rookie year. So what have you learned so far this year that you really feel like you've figured out?
Definitely just being patient on the bigger bike. You know, it's, you know, a little bit bigger, but it's a lot to handle, and just being steady on it, trying to keep it on 2 wheels, and just plugging away, trying to learn every race from the guys in front of me and the guys around me, and where I make mistakes, and just got to give it up to the whole Yoshimura Suzuki team for bringing me aboard, and just trying to be steady and work our way to a podium by the end of the year.
Back-to-back weekends here in the Georgia Dome are in the history book. Next week, we're on to the Daytona International Speedway. Make sure you join us 7:30 p.m. Eastern next Saturday night on Fox Sports 1. It was a great night. All the NASCAR stars, 2 strokes out at pre-race. That's been a lot of fun. Congrats to the Red Bull KTM team of Marvin Musquin and Ryan Dungey on sweeping the night. For Ricky, Jeff, and Jenny, I'm Ralph. So long, everybody.